Now I have already done 5 of my pages, I do believe, but I'm going to show you how to do one. They're very, very easy. They come together quickly, but it's going to be okay. This is the way the pages look. There is a page there. You have a little open flap. You have a pocket right in here, and then there's the back side. So that's the way our pages look. Now the reason I made the flap just part of the way down is because I tried to use up all of my paper. This paper was 8.5 by 11. So once I cut these, I had this little flap left over, so I used it as my flap. You can use one all the way down if you want to cut it that way. It's up to you. I have already got 5 done, but I'm going to show you how to do one. This paper measures, and you're going to need how many pages you're going to put in your album. That's how many sheets of each one of these that you're going to need. So I did 6 pages, so I have 6 of these. This is cut at 7 1/4 by 6 1/4. This one is cut at 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, and then your flap is cut at 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. So let me show you what we're going to do on this piece right here. You are going to put it in your scoreboard with the long side, the 7 1/4 side that way, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch on both ends. 1/2 inch there, and then I just like to flip it around and do 1/2 inch. And then on this little flap piece, you're going to score it at 1/2 inch on the 4 1/4 inch way. So 1/2 inch. Here we go. Okay, that's all the scoring that you're going to do on that. So do that to each one of your pages. Score this one at 1/2 inch on both ends, and this is your largest piece. And then score your little flap at 1/2 inch just on one of the short ends. This is the shortest, this is the longest. So there you go. Then just fold your little edges up. Give them a little burnish. And then this piece is going to sit right inside there. That's what's going to make our pocket. It's going to sit inside there just like that. So what I'm going to do is put some glue on here. And then go to the other side and do the same thing. So hold it down and just press that over, just like that. So that makes your pocket. And then this piece is going to slide down in there. But what you need to do is on this little end right here, you need to just trim off the corners at a little angle, just like that. And fold this up. And then put some glue on here. Now I let mine, the flap, come back on the side where I have these, where this joins right here, but you can let your flap fall either way you want. I mean, you're going to cover this with paper, so it really doesn't matter. Slide it down in there to where that score line on that flap comes right at the top of the edge of your paper. Make sure that it's the same distance on each end. It should be the exact same width of your other one, and then just press that down. Remember to put glue only on one side, not on both sides, because you don't want to glue your pocket together. Okay, so there is our pocket still, and there's our flap. So we can cover this with paper now, and I am going to grab my little 6x6 back out here. See what we want to put down on this one. I think this will be pretty. Now let's go to the back, see what we got. We haven't used a blue one on here yet, so let's use that one. So we're going to need 2 6x6 sheets. We haven't used that one. And then we're going to need 2 pieces to cover that with. And I may use some of that paper that I used on the outside to do that. We'll see. Let's do this first. So I did put ink around my sheets to help them blend with this craft cardstock that I made it out of. If I seem like I am having problems today finding my words, I am for some reason. You ever have days where you just feel like the words are not there? I do. And sometimes when I have a lot on my mind, the words just don't come as well. But hopefully you're understanding everything that I'm telling you, and if you're not, then you can leave me messages and I will answer them just as soon as we get back. And I do want to apologize for the video that went up, my last video about the junk journal, travel journal that I made. I don't know if that posted correctly or not, but my music wouldn't upload. I just had lots of problems with that one. So I know you're watching a silent movie that has no sound on it, and I apologize for that. But hopefully you understood how it was all put together anyway, I hope. I didn't have any negative comments about it. I just had a few people that said, oh, I was watching a silent movie, and just laughed about it and said they really enjoyed it. Make sure that you put these down with your paper. This is where I'm going to attach it to my album. So I want my papers to run this way. I want the design on my paper to run this way, not back and forth. Alright, so I think we might just use some of my scrap paper that I have cut to cover these, because I don't want to cut into any more of my... We'll have to find something that matches though. That goes pretty well. So let's use this. Now this piece that you're going to mat this with needs to be cut, if you're doing the same size I am, at 4 inches by, let's say, 6 inches. So 4 by 6, and I'll need 2 of those, one for both sides. And believe me, sometimes I have put the paper on wrong and then start putting my pages in, and I'd have it upside down. If you do, I just put another sheet on top of it. You can't pull it off once it gets stuck down good without messing everything up, so a lot of times I just put another one on top of it. Not a biggie. This is going to be our binding for our pages. Now, I will leave a link right up here. It's a little card. You just click on it to the video where I show how to make these. I have mine cut at 6 inches because I know that my opening here, where I'm going to slide it down on there, is 6 1/4. Make sure that you cut it a little bit shorter than what your page opening is going to be, so it'll slide down on there easily. So what else we're going to do is, I hope that made sense. Like I said, I feel like I'm struggling for words, and sometimes it's just not coming together. You need to clip off the ends of these at a little bit of an angle. That helps it slide down on your page a lot easier. That helps your page slide down on it a lot easier, I should say. I don't know if I should be doing videos before vacation. I don't think I can talk. Maybe I should wait till I get back. Oh well, like I said, maybe you're understanding, and if not, please leave me questions and I will try my best when I get... That one just went over in my coffee cup. I will try my best when I get back to answer them, or if I find an internet on vacation, I'll answer your questions as soon as I can. Okay, so that's what you want right there. And now you want to put down your score tape on both sides of these. And yes, you do want to use score tape here, because a regular adhesive is not going to hold your pages in. I'm just going to use the 1/4 inch, and I'm going to put it kind of down at the bottom. Once you get score tape on both sides of that, you're going to flip it over, and you want to run your score tape. Let me fold these down. You want to run your score tape on all of this back here, because that's going to glue it down to that. And you may be thinking this is an overkill on score tape, but believe me, if you want to make your mini album to last, then this is what you need to do. If you're just making your mini album just, you know, that you don't care if it lasts very long, then it really doesn't matter what you put on here, I don't guess. But I like to, when I make mine and spend all of this time putting it into one and my paper and everything, I want it to last a while. Okay, now you don't want to glue these two pieces down, because that's actually where you're going to put one of your pages. So that right there is all you want to glue down. So just kind of fold that in, lay it down on here, centering it up as best you can. You can mark this if you want. I tell you, let's put a little bit of glue on there so it'll give me a little wiggle room. I want wiggle room. I don't want this to glue down so quick that I can't move it if I mess up. There we go. Now, hold those in again, and here we go. Alright, I'm going to center it up between my two side score lines, and then the top and the bottom, and that looks about right there. So we're going to press it down. Okay, make sure that you give it a really good press. You want that glue to spread out, and then all of that score tape to catch. Then what I like to do is I go back and forth over these, pressing them one way and then the other. This allows your pages to fold back and forth really easily. There we go. Okay, let's see. Hold it up that way and look at it. Well, looks pretty good. Alright, we are ready to start on our pages. I start at the back. Some people start at the front. It's up to you. You can put them in any way that you want. Peel your score tape off of both sides. Again, I'm going to run some art glitter glue over it to give me a little bit of wiggle room. And then I'm going to start with my pages. Now let's see. I think I'm going to put this one in the back. So you're just going to open this up, slide, see how this is open right here? You're going to open that up. You're going to slide it right down on that, centering it up from one end to the other, sliding it all the way down as far as it'll go, and then press it down. So there is our hinge, and it is stuck down well. So there's our first page in, just like that. And we will go on and put the other pages in. I'll do one more, and then I'll probably either fast forward or skip the rest just because it's repetitive. And like I said, I don't want this video to be so long that nobody wants to watch it. So again, we're going to peel this backing off of the score tape, put our art glitter glue down on, take the next page, and let's see what we want to be our next page. I think this will be our next page. So just open it up a little bit so it'll slide down on there. Slide it down, making sure that it's slid all the way down and that it's even with the page behind it. Make sure that everything looks even. Go ahead and press it down, because you want your pages to lay in there evenly, not one be up a little bit and the other one down. See? So there's our second page. All of our pages put in our album. And as you can see, we have the pocket here where we can put memorabilia, we can put tags in there, whatever. And then we have our flap. We have plenty of room to make sure that we have lots and lots of embellishing going on. Now you can cut a piece of paper and cover this if you want. I'm not going to cover it because it does match here. But as you can see, now our mini album, all of our pages. So guess what I forgot to do again? Somebody asked me, why didn't you put your magnet down before you put that cover down on one thing that I made? It's because I can never remember. I even have me a note here in front of me, attach magnet, and guess what? I forgot to put my magnet under here. But put your magnet down before you put your cover on. I'm gonna be a little bit creative and figure out how to put mine down on here to have my attachment, because we are gonna put a little flap to come over to close up our purse, but we want to put our handles on both sides of this. I want the handles to where you open it up and it falls like this. So let's see what we want to do for handles. So we're going to use these straps. Don't they look like leather? We're going to use these straps for our purse. They look like leather, but they are not. I'll show you how to make them. I'm using that same cardstock, that thick cardstock, my vintage photo ink. This is cut at 2 inches, and I scored it in the middle at 1. And then I'm going to leave it folded, and I'm just going to take my vintage photo and I'm going to start running over it. Don't try to make it smooth, because as you know, leather is not all the same color, not smoothly. It's darker in places, lighter in places, and that's what you want to make. Okay, then you want to flip it over and do the other side. I don't leave it opened and do that because I want the edges to be a little bit darker, because sometimes when you cut leather, the edges look a little bit darker. So that's why I'm leaving it folded. I want the edges to be a little darker. And just keep going over it until you're satisfied with it, until it looks like you want. And you are going to get inky, so if you're bothered about that, then you can put gloves on. Doesn't bother me, it washes off. Okay, then I go ahead and I take my liquid glue. Liquid glue is better for this because it also helps soften this up a little bit. And again, I left it open. So we're just gonna put our pin in there a couple of times. So take your liquid glue and then put quite a bit in the middle of this, along the edges. And glue this together. And I use my bone folder here. There you go. Don't forget to wipe your surface off because you will have some ink residue there. You don't want to get that on your other project. And then after this is glued together, you're going to take your bone folder, run it over the side that you want to be to the inside or the bottom of your handle. And there is our handle. And then I just take the ends and kind of tip them up while that glue is drying. And then also I round the edges, so I'm going to take this, put it on this one, and cut it because I have to cut the edge. My corner rounder won't go through all of this. So those will be ready as soon as they dry, as soon as the glue dries. And then we have our closure, and this is just 2 pieces of that same cardstock, and I inked it up, and I think I'm going to use this side for my outside. And we are going to remember to put our magnet down here. I'm going to use one of our large magnets. We do have these in the shop. I will link those below as well. If I can remember, if for some reason I don't get all of these links below, if you will just ask one of the admins, if you'll just message one of them in our group, they will make sure that they give you all of the links. I know they will. Okay, so we're going to put that there, and then we're going to glue this together just like that. So we're going to put some glue down here. And I always put quite a bit around the magnet and on top of it, just because it's going to have some pull on it. And it does have adhesive on the back, but you never know. And then we're just going to break down the fibers in this as well. Okay, and I've got a little bit of trimming I need to do right here on the end. For some reason, I got it a little bit off. Just going to take my ink and go back over that. So there is our closure. And let's don't lose our other magnet, so let's put that under there so we won't lose it. We are now ready to put our clasp on the outside, and I went ahead on our closure and I glued it on the back. All I did was glue that on the back, and this is that one that we made. You see how stiff it got once we put that glue on it and bent it like that, so it'll stay in that position. Now, I told you I forgot to put my magnet under this paper like I always do. I am famous for that. Even with my notes staring me in the face in front of me, I still forgot. So I've got my one magnet inside this. I've got my other one stuck to it right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this down just as straight as I possibly can. That looks about right there. press that down. I have some glue on that one. And there's my magnet. As you can see, I had to put this one upside down. Then I punched out a piece of this paper, and I'm going to try to put this on there to where it will look like it's just all one piece. I did use our large magnets. We have two different sizes. These are the small ones, and these are the large ones. This is the 6.625. I'll get it right in a minute. And this is the 0.2 something. Anyway, that's the two sizes. So we're going to put that over that. And it's not going to show. Nobody's going to really be able to tell it unless they're just looking for a mistake. And if so, I made it. Okay. And I left a lot of space so that I can put lots of goodies in there and still have plenty of room. See, that'll stretch out all the way to the 3 inches. The way I measured to figure out my strap is I took the 3 inches that I knew the width, and then I just added about an inch or inch and a half on either end. So that's the way you can measure for your strap. Now we are ready for our straps. So I'm going to put this one on the front, and I'm going to put our straps about right there, and the other side is going to go about right there. I think that'll look good. So I'm not even going to mark it. I'm just going to guesstimate this, and I am going to use score tape on these because I do want them to stick really, really well. It's surprising how much this paper looks like leather. Look at that. See if you can see it. There we go. Doesn't it look like leather? Let me turn a light over here so it will. Look at that. It looks just like leather. When you get it inked up and kind of use that bone folder on it, it looks just like leather there. Of course, you could always use some handles that you already have, or you could go and buy some handles to use on here. You don't have to do this. I just think this is neat, and these are going to be really strong. And it's something that I already had, and I love using things that I've already got in my stash. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this one down. We're going to come about even with that closure, and just about 1/4 inch in on that side. And then let's do this one. So remember to make sure that your handle is the same way. Come about 1/4 inch in, and then down about the same as that closure is right there. There we go. Let's look at that. Oh yeah, I like that. That looks so real. And now of course, I have bling. Okay, I need to put another little piece of tape right under there. Okay, now we can put our other ones on, and I just put some clips on those because I did put a little bit of liquid glue in behind that just to give it some extra holes, so we can put our back ones on now. So let's put our score tape on there, and I'm putting about 3 good strips like that. Starting about 1 inch up from the edge or the bottom of it, and then putting about 3 strips on there, and then I'll put some wet glue on top of that, and that just gives it some extra hold. And of course, we have to have bling, and a lot of people say, how in the world do you find such pretty bling? All of our collections just about has bling with it, and I know the pictures on the screen doesn't do the bling justice, but I wanted you to look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it's got little bumps on the top of it. So pretty. And this is with an old collection. Let's see if Timeless Memories. That's one we had a couple of years ago. So that just shows that, you know, a lot of people didn't buy them, and so that's why I kept a lot of them, because they just didn't show on the screen as pretty as they were, and I don't think I like that black. So let's pull that one up, and I think we'll go with, let's do the iridescent. I like that. So let's make sure we get it back down in the same spot. That'll look like it's holding our handles on. So pick up the bling when you grab a collection, because you never know how pretty it's going to be until you get it. Let's see, if I use, yeah, I'm going to have to use some small ones on the back. That's okay. Uh-oh. Okay. So let's put one right there too, just to make that look like that's holding it shut. So there's that on that side. Flip it over here and put a couple of these small ones on this side. They don't have to be large. This is going to be the back of the album. There we go. And now let's flip it back over, and I will tell you that I'm not going to do a lot of decorating on the front of this, just because this is so pretty and I don't want to cover it up. So I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on here. This is the clear. I might do a little of the pink, but I definitely want her little wings to be shiny. And I'll see if you can see this in a minute when I hold it up. Let's hold it up and see if you can tell. There we go. See the shininess that puts on there? Isn't that pretty? So you don't need to decorate a lot when you have Wink of Stella. It will most definitely make everything pretty and make it stand out, and it's a glitter that doesn't rub off. And you don't have to wait but just a few seconds for it to dry. So I'm just going to do her whole outfit in this. So we are finished. There is the cover finished. I hope you can see that shine. I love it. And it does make it look a little bit three-dimensional since we put that shine on there. And then we have our handles, which are plenty strong enough to hold anything that we put in there, and they feel like leather. They absolutely do. I wish you could feel it. Okay, then we can open it up, and here is our pages and our pockets, and we can, like I said, we can put memorabilia down in there. We can make tags and put in there, whatever. So here's our pages with our pockets. I'm not going to lay that front down because it's not completely dry. So there is all of the pages. Now you could go ahead and put something in the back. You could put another pocket here. You could put a pocket here in the front, but I think I might leave mine that way, and then I might put a picture or something there. I'm not real sure right now, but we will figure that out as we go along. But that is our mini album purse. You have enjoyed this. And if you have any questions, like I said, I am on vacation right now. I will be back, maybe back by the time you see this. I'm not sure. I can't remember when I posted it to go up. But if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. If you like this tutorial and you'd like to see more like them, then please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss anything. Also, go over to that little bell and click on the bell until it has those little marks beside it, and that way you will be notified every time that we put up a new video. We will talk to you guys later. Thank you. Bye-bye.